Okay.
Just tell me about the first time that you used, the first time you picked up.
Okay. The first time I picked up, as again, I was looking for an escape. First time I picked up was when I was 9 years old. I was hanging around with some older kids. My father was now in prison, and hanging around with some older kids. And this was down in the south end of Albany, and there was a store that they could open the grate, open it large enough so I could get in because I was so small and thin. And then I would get down into the cellar and open up the grate and pass out cases of beer. Well, it was right across from the police station, and I got kind of a rush doing that. So then we went down to the river, and we drank the beer. Now, I woke up the next morning at maybe 10 o'clock in the morning, and I don't remember anything that would happen the night before except stealing the beer. I don't remember drinking it, and I don't remember what happened after that. However, what I did understand was that I escaped. It was enough for me to get away from my feelings. Whatever that did, it was in my mind that this stuff worked. Not only did it do that, I became accepted by my peers, the older guys in the neighborhood, and I continued to do that kind of stuff. And by the time I was 12, I'd already been in and out of DFYs for fighting and stealing. By the time I was 12, 13, I was already experiencing withdrawal symptoms from my use of alcohol. I stole. I'd go in liquor stores and steal bottles and run away. The older guys would give me stuff. I was getting the shakes in the morning. After I drank, I was sleeping on park benches. I started running away from home early on. First time I ran away from home, I was 10. I snuck on a bus to Rhode Island, spent 2 months there. And while I was there, I was abused, trying to live in the streets. Men took advantage of me. And I wasn't very happy about that. Then they caught me. They brought me back. I ran away again. I think most of my life was spent escaping and running away from who I was, or whatever somebody said I was. Anyways, things led to things, and I really, really paid the price. I stopped going to school. I wasn't going to school. I got in fights in school. And it all continued in the DFY stuff and then the reform schools. And usually every time that I got in trouble, it was surrounding my use of alcohol at that time. Stealing or fighting or doing all of that stuff. I remember walking into, actually there's a guy that I know now that when I went to the first DFY detention center, I walked in the door, he said hi to me, I punched him in the face. And we still talk about that today, That's the kind of guy I was. I was a tough guy, I wanted you to know. I wanted you or anybody else to pay for the pain that I had suffered. And I was in a lot of pain. And I drank and drank until I couldn't drink anymore. And then, I'd be sleeping down at Capitol Park on the park benches, 4 o'clock in the morning. Police would be waking me up, telling me I can't do that. I need to go home. I don't want to go home because I wasn't happy at home. Then they put me in a reform school, or actually they put me in LaSalle this one time, LaSalle School for Boys in Albany. And for the first time in my life, I really felt like things were going well. Like I was getting 3 meals a day. They were giving me clothes. They were sending me to school. My life was like somewhat stable. Then my father got out of prison. He came to the school. He talked me into running away with him to Massachusetts, and he promised me that all things would change. And I said yes, and I thought there was some hope there, and I went to Massachusetts, and shortly after we got there, within a month, it started all over again. And now I'm older, and I decide to leave.